All right. Well, today on the Brett Allen Show, we have a very special guest. We're chatting with Jordan Alexa Davis about a new film, The End of Oak Street, coming soon here. I tell you, it is the summer of action, adventure, and mystery. And Alexa plays a really good role in this, but she's also done some other really cool things. But we're going to talk about the film. Jordan, it's great to meet you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Yeah, so talk about this. How exciting is it to have this movie out? You're very talented, of course, but you get to play with some very amazing, talented people as well. How does it feel to have the project completed and for people to watch here very soon?
Yeah, it feels crazy because I feel like it's been like in the works for a while just because we shot it 2 years ago, like in 2024. So I'm so excited for it to finally be coming out and having people see it. Even seeing it yesterday with an audience was just so weird being in a room with people and seeing their reactions and having it be coming out. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, so you shot this 2 years ago. That's crazy. So you've had to sit on the secret for a while and haven't been able to talk about it at all.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like having to remind myself and like reflect all over again. I'm like, wait, like how was this? Because I feel like a little bit more like removed from it. But yeah,
Yeah, so how did you wind up getting the role? What was it that traditional audition, an offer from your manager? Like, how did you wind up getting it? And what was sort of your interest in doing it and being a part of it as a creator and as a storyteller?
yeah, it was kind of just like any other audition that like came through in my inbox, and then I sent a self tape in for it, and then they got back like I think like a week or two later, and then wanted to do like a callback over Zoom, and then I got the role like after that. So it was a pretty like fast process with all of that. But yeah, it was amazing. It was like a dream come true, obviously, getting to work with actors that I like grew up watching, and then they were just even more incredible actually in person, and working with them, they were like everything that I could have hoped for and more.
Yeah, so I would imagine as a young actor like yourself, you've worked with some pretty heavy hitters in a very short amount of time. So when you get to be with people like that, do you often ask for advice or do you get that sort of thing from them? I know it kind of depends. Some of it's solicited, some of it not solicited. Do you find that interesting if they do offer that to you? Because I mean, you've already done so much at such a point in your career, even in the voiceover world too, like the Vampirinas and all of that. Like you've worked really hard, but now you're getting to work with some big stars, like even in defending Jacob and that sort of thing. How does it feel to receive that advice, or do they offer it to you to make you even better at what you're doing?
Yeah, they're all really sweet. I feel like everyone I've worked with has been so like kind and humble that like they're not the type of people to be like, oh, like you're doing this wrong,
No, of
you
course,
should
yeah.
you should do that. So it would kind of be like in a situation where I guess if I did have a question or something, I would be able to be like, oh, like how does that work? And then of course they were just like more than like willing to just give me advice. But a lot of it was also just watching them. I kind of learned things that I didn't know I needed like to learn, I guess, and like in situations like that where it's just from watching them, and I was like, oh wow, and gained all this knowledge that way.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool when you get to work with people that you're fans of too. That's like a really big deal. And then they get to see you perform and do an amazing job. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just crazy to think that you shot this 2 years ago. That's wild. So people watching and listening, like that's kind of how this works. Not everything gets filmed and then put out immediately. So talk to us about your character. This is a really good role for you. You play Jeanette Christensen, sort of in the midst of this mystery, sort of a cosmic event, sort of science fictiony sort of thing. Tell me about your character and what you can share and what people can expect when they get a chance to watch.
Well, Jeanette, she's like kind of the girl next door, but I feel like she's kind of an underdog because you don't suspect her to be so as brave and like strong as she
Yeah.
is, because she's kind of soft spoken and a little reserved and just kind of like quiet in general, but then she really has like um a lot of guts. I think that like the audience will be like surprised to see that. So I think it's cool how she can have all of those kind of contradicting parts within herself like exist at the same time.
Yeah, no, I think that's very cool. So you've done a lot of different types of characters. This one's very interesting. Um, Playing her, do you find yourself in her a little bit or a little bit of her inside of you? If so, kind of how does that work for you identifying with this type of character? Markedly different, say, from defending Jacob or something else like that.
Yeah, I feel like I've been pretty lucky with the roles that I've gotten because I felt so similarly to the character. So,
Okay.
which I feel like as an actor, it's like kind of fun to have someone that where you are so different from them. Like that's also fun to play around with when you're just playing a completely different character. But it was easy for me in a lot of ways because I saw myself like so much in Jeanette and her, I guess like softness, and even as with Sarah and like defending Jacob also when she plays music and stuff, and like so do I. So it was a lot easier for me with those two characters.
Yeah, so two very distinct roles, right? Defending Jacob was a much darker type of story. Talk to us about your experience on that, working with those guys and telling an anthology type story versus like a long form film. Like, what were the two experiences? How were they different? And what was it like playing that character for sure?
Yeah, they. I mean, for a show like if it's a longer shoot, obviously, so you get a lot more time with the character. I found myself with Jeanette. I was more upset once the shoot was over because I was like, no, like I just wanted more time with her, and because it's just like a longer, shorter shoot. But yeah, they're similar in ways. They're different. Like I said, you just have more time on like a show to really like immerse yourself into that world, and then you really get locked into it. But with filming a movie, it's like I don't know. It varies, I guess, but there's a lot of time. We had a lot of time in like post with End of Oak Street.
Yeah, very cool. So you're excited for this to come out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It looks like a lot of fun. I think people will definitely get a chance to watch this, hopefully, and enjoy it. I mean, you get to work with some great people and the director, David Robert Mitchell. Um, Last thing, who have you not worked with that you want to work with? Like, let's put it out there in the universe. I mean, you've worked with some pretty big people so far. So, are there other types of projects that you want to work on, or other types of directors or other actors that you haven't had a chance? Who's like the dream scenario, if you feel comfortable sharing? No
Yeah.
pressure. No pressure.
No, I'm like I have my answer easy, ready to go. I love Ryan Coogler. I like Sinners is like my favorite movie ever.
Okay.
When I saw that last year, like completely like changed my life. So definitely him. Yeah, like I think so many people are amazing. It's like hard to choose, but as far as just like genre or anything, I just love any story that is just a beautiful story. I feel like it can exist in any genre, as long as the characters are complex and cool and interesting, and yeah.
Yeah. Are you able to watch entertainment just outside of being an actor without over analyzing things and sort of being critical about performances, or are you able to separate those two things and really just enjoy stuff? And if so, like what are some things that you like to watch while you're auditioning and working on other stuff?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm like I feel like I can turn it on or off, like where I'm being like critical, or sometimes I just need to watch like the Great British Baking Show or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like the TV that I watch kind of so that I'm not when I'm auditioning or something, so I'm not just like having everything be super serious all the time. And like
Mm.
I do like watching like TV that's also just to wind down to, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think too when you do this for a living, like it can be easy to sort of get sucked up into things a little bit and just always
Hmm.
be thinking about stuff, but it probably also influences you as an actor as well. Yeah, because then you're like, oh, this might be a
Yeah.
kind of an interesting role for me or something like that. So if there are people watching, last question here, that are young actors or creatives that want to do what you're doing, what advice would you give? Like, what are some things that you've learned along the way that sort of helped propel you into the spotlight on a show like this?
I'd say to just like be yourself. I know it sounds really cheesy and it's so cliche and generic, but it's true. I feel like it's easy to get swept up into trying to like fit into a mold of what you think people want, and then you just don't feel good at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
just to kind of protect yourself and your mental health and everything, everything's just so much easier when you just show up as yourself, and then you know when things work out, it's because you weren't pretending to be someone else. It's for you, and there's a special place for you because you're special.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jordan. It was a pleasure meeting
Thank
you.
you.
Congratulations on this. Please watch this when you have an opportunity, folks. And I appreciate your time. Congratulations on all of your success and best of luck. We'll see you on the
Thank you.
next one. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, Jordan. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.